The voiceless palatal stop. A voiceless palatal plosive is a type of consonantal sound used in some vocal languages. The symbol in the International Phonetic Alphabet that represents this sound is C, and the equivalent X-SAMPA symbol is C. If distinction is necessary, the voiceless alveolo-palatal stop may be transcribed as c.It, but these are essentially equivalent, because the contact includes both the blade and body of the tongue. The equivalent X-SAMPA symbols are C plus and T or T J, respectively. There is also a non-IPA letter T, used especially in sinological circles. It is common for the phonetic symbol C to be used to represent voiceless post-alveolar affricate or other similar affricates. For example, in the Indic languages, this may be considered appropriate when the place of articulation needs to be specified and a distinction between stop and affricate is not. Contrasted, there is also the voiceless post-palatal stop in some languages, which is articulated slightly more back compared with the place of articulation of the prototypical voiceless palatal stop, though not as back as the prototypical voiceless velar stop. The International Phonetic Alphabet does not have a separate symbol for that sound, though it can be transcribed as c.Ik. The equivalent X-SAMPA symbols are C and K plus, respectively. Especially in broad transcription, the voiceless post-palatal stop may be transcribed as a palatalized voiceless velar stop. Features of the voiceless palatal stop. Its manner of articulation is occlusive, which means it is produced by obstructing airflow in the vocal tract. Since the consonant is also oral, with no nasal outlet, the airflow is blocked entirely, and the consonant is a stop. Its place of articulation is palatal, which means it is articulated with the middle or back part of the tongue raised to the hard palate. The otherwise identical post-palatal variant is articulated slightly behind the hard palate, making it sound slightly closer to the velar. Its phonation is voiceless, which means it is produced without vibrations of the vocal cords. In some languages the vocal cords are actively separated, so it is always voiceless. In others the cords are lax, so that it may take on the voicing of adjacent sounds. It is an oral consonant, which means air is allowed to escape through the mouth only. It is a central consonant, which means it is produced by directing the airstream along the center of the tongue, rather than to the sides. The airstream mechanism is pulmonic, which means it is articulated by pushing air solely with the lungs and diaphragm, as in most sounds. Occurrence. Palatal or alveolo-palatal post-palatal variable bibliography.